What? What is this? Pathetic.
She's so fat, she's so gross, she will never find love.
Pathetic.
The only one who can love this woman is the good Lord up above. Round and pathetic, she will never change, she will always stay the same. Pathetic and insane.
Pathetic.
Very scary, you don't carry.
Damn, I'm jet lagged.
Pathetic.
Hello, little gherkins. Morbidly obese Miriam has shown how desperate for money and attention she is with this new video. She feels the need to regurgitate the same tired gaslighting bullshit about the cats and post it in the middle of the night. Let's take a look.
If talking about this subject is something that annoys you, all you have to do is not watch, okay? Because I'm going to say this once. I see a lot of comments from people saying, just give it up already, you gave your cat away. So that means that I have no right to talk about how something affects me in my life, apparently. So this is something that I want to talk about once and for all. I want to put closure to the situation. I want to have an official video, not just a live stream, which is why I didn't do a live stream. I want to have an official video talking about exactly what happened in a calm, truthful manner. You will see that my story doesn't change because it's the truth.
Great. You'll also find that history doesn't change, and we'll use that history today to call you on your shit.
I also need an official video, like I said, explaining the situation, because when it comes to the animal abuse allegations against me, which are complete bullshit, there's different groups of people. There's, of course, my beezers and my loyal followers who have seen, I've been on YouTube since 2017, and I'll just show you some clips of me and the cats since then on YouTube.
Are you stealing my straw, Sam? What are you doing, Sam? This is why I ask you. What are you doing? You're beezing. These are beezing behaviors. Yes, Sam. Days. Sam. Yes, you. You're a good boy. Oh, yes, you. Oh, hey, big boys. Are these beezing behaviors? Hey? Who's a pretty girl? Pretty girl. You're jealous that I was giving Sam attention? Eh? What? Oh, you just want treats. There's none left. You ate them all. You guilted me. Now there's no treats. Now you're gonna guilt me all night. All night. Every time I go to my computer. You're gonna kill me. Yes. You're gonna kill me into petting you all day. Aren't you? And you're gonna lick me. Yes. Hey, old girl. Tell everybody your age. Or is that rude? A lady never says her age. Isn't it true, BB Junes? Hey everyone, so here's some songs that I sing regularly to BB Junes, to my friends about BB Junes, and they all think I'm nuts. So, the first one is, and I guess it's true, she's amazing, and I guess it's true, she's a girl, and I guess it's true, she's amazing, what she can do with those legs. That song was called, and I guess it's true. The next one is a cover, a cat cover, I call them. I used to listen to the song Candy Girl. I think it was it the Jackson 5? Anyway, this is the BB Junes version, so it goes, BB girl, you are my world, look so sweet, you're a special treat, BB girl, all I want to say is, I need your love, each and every day, BB Junes. This one is a cat cover of Barbie Girl by Aqua. She's a BB Junes in a kitty world. Lazy ass bitch. She's catastic. You can brush her hair, pet her everywhere. And another common song I sing for her that I just screech around the house all day, probably driving everybody mildly insane, is I just go around yelling, ee, 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 ee. So those are just a few of the songs, guys. I might do another part if I can think of some other ones that I usually sing to them. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I didn't drive you too crazy, and I'll see you next time.
Cool. You posted a couple of clips from your almost decade on YouTube where you gave your cats attention and fed them. But why didn't you show the clips of your cats living in filth, limping from the ingrown nails they were forced to live with, and the overall neglect they experienced at you and your lazy-ass roommate's hands. Let me help you out with that.
Baby girl. Look at all of the fresh food you were still whining for.
Travailler dans un hôtel, par exemple, comme cuisinier dans un resto de renommée, des choses comme ça.
Ok.
Un chef, c'est quand on dit un chef. Un chef. Mais voilà, je sais cuisiner. Je sais.
Stop it! Sorry, guys. My cats are fighting. What was I saying? I'm skipping. Why would I want to hear that? Daddy stole your man. I'm grateful. Don't you get it? Oh, come on.
No mercy.
She's like 100.
I got it.
I think I had too much veneer in my life.
Well, you have been having it a lot lately.
Did you hear?
No mercy.
Hashtag justice for VVJ! Oh my god.
So as you can see, this is about BBJ. Sam, my other cat, he's about 6 years old. I'm going to be getting him back. I have someone taking care of him. I'm paying for all his needs right now. The next time I go to Canada, I have arranged with an airline to return him with me. And I have found a huge pen with big bedding, so it's very ventilated, very open. It's not a small carrier, and he's going to be sedated. Anyway, it's for me to worry about, you know, and it's going to happen. People bring their pets all the time. So yeah, he's being well taken care of right now. So that's, you know, whatever. Basically, I moved to Kuwait to marry the love of my life and someone who's very, very good for me after having been in an extremely abusive, toxic relationship for almost 2 years.
Wow, that 1 week he claimed you for an alibi has turned into 2 years now?
So this person is really good for me. I love him. So I had to make a tough decision. I wasn't sure at the time, do I want to travel with the cats? Maybe it would be better to leave them behind. I wasn't sure. I had to make a fast decision because I was moving fast. I had 1 month back in Canada. I came to Kuwait, got married, came back home, and had about a month to pack up my entire life and leave everything behind in Canada to come here in hopes of having a better life with my husband. I don't know why I'm villainized for that, just because we didn't know each other for a very long time. Love doesn't really have a time. I mean, it's different for everybody, right? But so far, he's proven nothing but to be loving and completely legit, unlike what other people thought. But most people are wrong about me and my life, and that's what frustrates me about it. If I'm happy in my life, if I'm a mess in my life, I should say, they have to pick that apart, and then when I become happy, they have to pick that apart. So there's just no winning. But this is a serious accusation, and like I said, there's different groups of people when it comes to the abuse allegations. There's my abusers who 100% believe everything they've seen my relationship with the cats. They know I would not abuse my cats. So I'm just addressing these defamatory accusations. Then there's people who just are this person who's spreading the rumors. Chinians, those are her fans. We call them Chinians. Who just believe anything this person says just because they hate me. Hate for someone will cloud your judgment, and it doesn't matter what I say. Some people are not going to believe me. That's fine. After my video, if you don't believe me, then that's fine. I'm also turning off comments for this video because there are people who just don't want anything good to be true when it comes to me. I'm not 100% innocent, but I'm not an animal abuser. So then there's also people who were supporters and then believed this stuff, and because of that defamation, they are no longer supporters. So again, believing the worst of me without knowing the full situation. So here it is. It's complicated. Again, I said when I came back to Canada, I had a month to pack up my whole life, and it was really traumatic for me. It was really I still dream about the cats, and I wish I had done things differently, but I was cramped for time and I wasn't sure what to do. Part of me was listening to the influence of people as well, varying opinions like, you know, don't put your cat down, don't give your cat away, rehome your cat to someone, blah, blah, blah. So basically the only options I had when it came to the cats were euthanasia for the older one, I'll get to that in a minute, rehoming, or bringing them to Kuwait with me. And I decided that bringing them to Kuwait was going to be, I thought at the time that, you know, it was going to be very traumatic for the cats, because even taking them to the vet was very traumatic for them. They were very nervous and afraid. So bringing myself to the Middle East was a huge feat. And so bringing 2 cats, and one of them being in their 20s, like 19, 20, she was basically, I had her, I got her 2004, and she was 1 to 2 years, they said, at the shelter where I adopted her from. So she's an elderly, much elderly cat, living past life expectancy. Okay, so for her, definitely it wasn't a good idea. Now, before I went to Kuwait the first time, I clipped their nails. I have nail clippers. It was not easy. I had to have help because it was, my one cat, my older cat, BBJ, she freaks out and shrieks very loudly if we touch her paws at all. In any regard, if the nails are even cut already, if they're in good condition, whatever, she just doesn't like it, having her paws.
Nobody believes you clipped her nails yourself prior to leaving for Kuwait, and anyone who does is an idiot. It's very convenient that you are acting like her nails grew into her paws in the 3 months that you weren't with her. Pete's does have a part in the neglect of BBJ as well, but we're not going to sit here and believe it all happened in the 3 months they were solely in his care.
And she's, I don't know if like she's more senile now, but she's become more moody as she's gotten older. She, I was told by a vet that she has arthritis because she's older. She was developing kidney issues. So I know that someone said that she had a urinary tract infection, which of course is not completely it's not unheard of with elderly cats. They have kidney issues. And I knew this.
You're right. You did know this. You were told by a vet in March of 2022 that her levels were a bit high, and to bring her back in 3 to 4 months to have the blood work done again, and you failed to do that. In fact, that was the last time BBJ was seen by a vet while in your care.
So BBJ, like, her kidney levels, like, or her thyroid is, like, typically the cat should be, like, between 20 and 40. So hers was, like, 41, but the doctor is not concerned really about it, like, overactive thyroid. But I was, like, talking about my doctor, to the doctor about how I can, like, preserve her life expectancy, like, so she can live forever. And she's like, repeat the blood work in, like, 3 to 4 months just to be sure that, because if her thyroid level does creep up, that's something that can shorten the life expectancy very
Remember, you actually refused to take her even twice a year.
very quickly.
I mean, I don't think I'll be taking them twice. Sorry. Let's just be real. Unless they're really sick. Sorry, BBJ. I didn't even take my grandma to the doctor twice a year when she was geriatric.
Now, that she had a lot of health issues, and rehoming her after having her for so long I thought would be traumatic, and sometimes the humane thing to do is euthanize your pet if that's the case. And what I was planning on doing when I came back to Canada was bringing her to her regular vet, which I did have an appointment for, to determine with the vet if that was the best option for her, or if she was going to, if it was okay to be rehomed. So I didn't want to, you know, rehome her to someone who would be taking on all these problems for her, and I didn't want her to go through having to adapt to someone else. And I was a little afraid of where she was going, because truthfully, people can lie all day when you rehome them. You don't know the truth is what happens, and that's what happened to me. I was deceived. I was lied to. My cat was actually stolen.
Your cat was not stolen. You gave your cat away with zero due diligence to ensure she was going to an appropriate home. Yes, people do lie when attempting to get a cat online. That's why any good animal owner would have visited the home, met the new owner, and fully vetted their ability to care for their pet before just letting them take them. If you would have done any of these things, it wouldn't have been possible for you to be duped into giving your cat to your arch nemesis.
And nobody knows how she's doing today or where she is. So I had to make a tough decision, and it was traumatic for me because I loved those cats. They were my babies. I had my best friend and roommate at the time take care of them for me. He's lived with them for many years, and maybe people think that they could have been better taken care of. There's always people that are going to think that, yeah, their eating area could have been cleaner sometimes. We were both dealing with severe depression and a lot of problems, and we were neglecting ourselves, but they were always fed. I don't know where the story came from, but we starved them. They were always fed. BBJ always cries. She's a very vocal cat, and especially as she started aging, she became more and more whiny.
I would cry too, if I had to walk around with my nails stabbing into the pads of my feet with every step I took. Probably in pain from an untreated UTI and kidney disease.
Okay, so, but trolls and internet haters called Animal Protective Services on us 3 times. They came in and each time left satisfied that the cats were not abused and they were fine, which is their job.
Animal control are not veterinarians. They do not examine the cats. They examine the home, which you were ordered to clean by your own admission.
We had to clean her house a bit. And Pizza's gonna do that now.
Because the cats were living in filth. But that was the only time they were let into the home, wasn't it, Chantal? Every other time they left a note on the door because you didn't answer.
So, yeah, their area could have been cleaner. I will give you that. That is neglectful. It should be a lot more tidy. Most of their lives it was. Like I said, there was a time where we were depressed and even neglecting our own selves. By the way, I know this video is going to anger a lot of those people because they don't want anything to be true. They don't like the truth. They get angry with the truth. They want their own narrative to be true so that they have content and a fan base to think they're credible people, but they're 100% not. So let's get into this person who has the cat now and is lying about it, and a bit of the history on that, because there are new people here, and that's also why I'm doing this video. New people who come here thinking that I'm an animal abuser, etc., etc. I think that they deserve this explanation as well. So there's this person. I will not mention their name. I don't want to bring attention to their channel. I know they would love that. And they're probably very happy I'm even acknowledging their existence. That's what they live for. And you may think I'm exaggerating or tooting my own horn when I say that, but if you were to see this person's channel, they cannot have an existence on YouTube, a successful existence, without being a huge lying piece of crap. Their entire content is ripping off my content. So anything I do, a vlog with my husband, simply eating on camera, going live and talking to my fans, they have to use that as their own content, and they sit there like a coward behind an avatar, never showing their face, but I showed it on my thumbnail. And actually, I can see why they're so hateful. No offense. I try so hard not to dig at people's looks, but from someone who's done nothing but make a career out of doing that to me, I can see why they do that now by looking at their face. So this person is a complete moron, no content, no life. The minute I upload something, they just take it, go online and find fault in everything I do. That's not reaction to me. That's harassment and bullying. And I mean harassment, like real life stalker stuff, where they've actually gone in like to my hometown to visit places I frequent. They've gone to my fashion show I attended and called it a fatty fashion show, fat shaming everyone there, when this person is also obese and literally looks like an egg on legs. So just a complete loser. And they cannot have an existence or a successful existence doing any other content. So all right, that out of the way. She gained prominence under with lies as well, claiming to have a link, an inside link to my former, I even hate to talk about this person, Swordfish, but the abuser I was with. And nothing was true. Nothing was true. And I eventually caught on to that and just was like, I don't want to have anything to do with you. And since then, they, you know, are big mad and just make content about me and try to ruin my life. But whatever. So now, like I said, she sits there on panel judging me when her life is 100 times worse, with the most gravelly smoker's voice I've ever heard in my life. Like she could be Marge Simpson's third sister, the one with chronic emphysema, and that's all she does. So yeah, like I said, loser. So like objectively a loser. So she always has to involve herself in my life, and this person decided to cause outrage over what I plan to do with my cats, as if it wasn't my life and my decision, involving herself again, causing outrage, like she's not feeding her cats, because my cat was crying in the background, a very vocal cat. I would never starve my cats, okay? I think there was one live stream where my roommate couldn't find her wet food where I put it, which was solved like an hour later, and I always have dry food out. But anyway, so then it was, I'm gonna rescue this cat. I want to rescue this cat. So she wanted to look like a big hero, okay? And even though humane euthanasia is not cruel if it's warranted, which is why I had a vet appointment to determine that I was doing the responsible thing. Now, what wasn't responsible of me, and I will take full ownership for, was even despite having clipped their nails, made sure their food was stocked up, making sure they were taken care of before I left for Kuwait. And I did miss them, you know, I obviously did miss them. But I felt like they were, you know, taken care of. They were at home. They weren't in a pet hotel. People travel all the time and leave them with strangers. At least mine were at home with someone familiar. I didn't realize that, like, how often their nails would have had to been clipped.
Well, that's just a flat-out lie, isn't it? How would you not know how often their nails would need to be clipped when you went to the vet in March of 2022, when BBJ's nails had grown into her pads at that time, and the vet told you exactly what you needed to do?
Well, her weight, like, the doctor would like her to... I said that since she's had her, like, nails done and her checkup, like, she's actually, like, put a bit of weight on. Like, her nails were growing. Like, Sam's nails are fine. But BBJ, like, will not let me cut her nails, and she's, like, stresses too much, and her nails grow quicker, and, like, she doesn't scratch as much as Sam, so, like, her nails were growing quicker, and they were, like, starting to grow under. So I felt really bad about that. But, like, since her paws got taken care of and everything, like, she's been eating better, and, like, you know, so I scheduled another appointment in like a month and a half, and she has to get her nails done again there. They want to see her again. and then I'm gonna repeat the blood work in like 3 months or so.
But you never took her back. Not once.
Now Sam scratches furniture, like the abuser he is. But so when I came home from Kuwait 3 months later, his nails were fine. They were mildly grown. They were ingrown. They were fine. Because he was kept filing them down, probably with his scratch post in furniture. BBJ, however, shortly after I came home, I checked her paws and noticed when I saw them, the immediate thing, my heart sank and I was like, oh shit, oh shit. They were grown in the pads, some of them. And I tried with the nail clipper to take them out, but like she wasn't having it. And I thought, okay, I'm going to deal with it when she goes to the vet. I was going to have everything taken care of when she went to the vet. Should that have been taken care of sooner? Yes. It was ignorant and negligent on my part to not even really think about that.
There we go. Negligence is abuse, Chantal. You were negligent to the point that a 20-year-old cat suffered under your care. You are an animal abuser. Period.
Especially her nails grew a lot faster because as cats get into senior level, they neglect their care. They don't scratch, and their nails grow much more coarser and faster because they don't scratch anymore. She doesn't scratch furniture. She just kind of sleeps there all day, but she was still walking around and jumping around too. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I wanted to have her assessed by a vet, which was not this person's decision to make. Okay. So the irony and the hypocrisy of this person wanting to save my cat from euthanasia, drum roll please, is the fact that this person had 2 dogs that she apparently loved so much. She loved dogs. And by the way, she wanted to save my cat, and she said on her live stream she does not like cats. So how is my cat getting the love she needs? Sure, maybe she got to the vet before I took her, a day before I was going to take her, but I doubt she's getting the love she needs. Anyway, I'll get to that soon. And if people think they're going to comment on other videos defending these behaviors or just stating falsehoods, I'll just block you instantly. Thanks. Okay. So she had 2 dogs. The one dog became chronically ill and she prolonged its life with all kinds of medications, whatever. She ended up having to euthanize that dog. So she did euthanize a pet who was ill. Okay. Number 2, she'll then say, well, BBJ wasn't ill. BBJ is very elderly and has a lot of illnesses, which when you took her to the vet, you found out yourself. Okay. So number 2, she had a second dog that apparently had separation anxiety and was very miserable because the first dog passed away. So she decided to euthanize that dog as well, which that dog didn't have chronic illnesses apparently. So I don't know. I would, instead of parading BBJ's vet notes online for super chats, how about you show us what happened to your dogs? We need proof of that. How about that? Before you open your big mouth about my pet care. So you have 2 dogs euthanized, but you have the nerve to criticize me for wanting to bring my cat to the vet to see if it was appropriate for her to be euthanized, given her age, given the fact that I had to move out of the country, and given the fact that she had so many illnesses due to her age. That doesn't make any sense to me. All right, so moving on. Her audience don't have it. That's why we call them zombies. They have no brains. They can't come to these conclusions themselves. So whatever. So I had 2 things happen. I managed to rehome Sam, Chibi, to somebody close in the family, and they're going to foster Sam now. Actually, there's somebody else fostering Sam now. The first person, it didn't work out. They had to move away and all this and that. So I was disappointed. And now that he's being refostered, I don't want him just in foster care. I want him, and I want to try everything I can to bring him now. I've changed my mind and I want him. So another thing that happened, so at the same time for BBJ, she was a tougher decision due to her age and problems. So I made a vet appointment right away when I saw her nails, and I thought, oh no. So the fact I never ever did anything to purposely hurt or abuse my pets at all whatsoever. My abuser came to my home a couple of times, and the last time he came to my home, he scared my cat. He didn't kick her like people think. He swatted at her, and she became so terrified of him. I never let him back in my house again. He never came in my house.
You don't know why people think he hurt her? Well, I know why. Because you said he did.
No, I would not give up my cats for him at all. At all. He friggin' hurt Majestic BBJ. It was like, fuck. And yes, I still went back to his stupid ass.
I would never abuse my pets. So that is just ridiculous and 100% false. She should have been brought into the vet sooner. 100% I agree with that. And that I regret, and I made an error there. But I was in Kuwait, and I didn't realize that. You know, whenever I did actually have my roommate who can contest to that, and he's like a very truthful person if you don't believe me. He showed me her paws, but the video chat was not that clear. And that was about maybe a few weeks into being in Kuwait, and her nails looked okay, and even he said they looked okay, so they must have grown in the remaining 2 months, and I just didn't really think about it. So I made a vet appointment with her regular vet, okay, for a few days later, shortly after, I don't remember. And at the same time, I decided to try to look for people in case I could rehome her, because I was getting a lot of messages from people who were like, you know, I have experience with elderly cats, I don't mind, I'll take care of her, I'll take care of her vet bills, blah blah blah. But then I told my mom about it, and she was like, no, don't rehome it to someone you don't know. And she was so right. I should have listened to my mom. But no, I didn't. I trusted. There was a person I talked to. I know that this person, this bully, online bully, offered to take my cat. Of course she did. Not because she cared about the cat, because she wanted the clout and she wanted to use it for content, which she has done, actually. She's made a very lucrative career of using my cat and the situation with my cat and the false outrage about my cat. She's made thousands of dollars. So of course there's an incentive there. And now that she's made the money, now she's saying, well, I don't want to talk about the cat anymore, and we haven't seen the cat since. So of course, as someone who loved my cat for so many years, I'm worried about her well-being. I'm actually worried because we haven't seen any video evidence that she's happy and where she is. I think she's with this person because there's a picture of her on the sofa that this person has. We've seen this sofa in previous live streams. The person that I was supposed to rehome to is actually, we found out she's in California, so she cannot physically be there. BBJ cannot be with this person that was supposed to adopt her. So I said no. I'm not as if I'm going to give my #1 bully my pet to take care of. Dream on, as Aerosmith says. So she didn't take no for an answer. Instead, she decided to have one of her Chinians, say she's the sister-in-law, and who she says is a sister-in-law now, one of her Chinians just messaged me on Instagram, and it was very persistent. I did show the DMs online.
And for those going to complain that I'm showing the DMs of this person and their core privacy is out there, I don't think they cared about my privacy when they came into my home under the pretense of coming to take my cat and lied to me about it. So the whole situation was just a lie, and it was actually a trick, and I don't really care about them at all right now. Sorry, not sorry. You can also see in one screenshot, they're pathologically encouraging me, like, oh, you must live your life, what you have to do is okay, blah, blah, blah. And then to the whole time know in the back of their minds that they're really just going to be using this for content later. It's just disgusting. Bye, guys.
But the DMs, basically, she was very persistent, saying I would never talk about it online, blah, blah, blah. And you actually clear me. She said, like, you know, I'm a chronically ill person. I'm just in bed all day. I can take care of an elderly pet. I would love to have someone to snuggle with, you know, elaborate sob story, and just kept messaging me. And I built a little bit of trust with her, even in a short period of time. And I said, you know, I checked my cat's nails, and I do want to bring her to the vet to have her checked out before I rehome her. Is that okay? And they said, no, no, no. Let me take care of it. I'll take her to the vet, you know. So to me, this person was very convincing. And sent me a picture of their home. It could have been any picture, but I mean, that's the chance you're taking when you sell, or when you sell something online, when you meet someone online, when you rehome a pet online. You know, you don't know for sure because you don't know these people no matter what. So so I said, okay, you know, that's cool. Like, they really want to take her to the vet, their own vet. Maybe I understand that. So I trusted them. Of course, though, knowing now that it was actually FFG who took the cat, because her brother, it was actually the bully's brother, and the bully was actually hiding behind a snowbank outside of my house, like in disguise, like a full-on stalker, weirdo, loser. So anyway, her brother came into my home. I handed over my cat in good faith and trust. Not that any of these people have any more sense of morality anyway, so of course they don't care about that, being deceptive. They think they're saving the cat, who we have no proof of. We have no proof that she's okay, but anyway. So she took the cat. Of course she wanted to take the cat to the vet, because she could milk it for clout, views, and money, which she did. She went online after and was like, oh, I have the cat, you know, bloop, I have the cat. I took her to the vet. She was screaming. The cat always screams when you touch her nails. Not saying that the nails growing in wouldn't be painful, and yes, I feel guilty about that. But they would have been taken care of by me. All of these problems that the cat had would have been taken care of by me. I would have she would have been assessed by her regular vet. She's claiming that there's notes that the vet said the cat was abused for years. We have no proof of that also. The notes from the vet are not clear. And I could actually call my vet, who the cat has been going to for years, as well as animal control. Animal welfare, sorry, and they could also bring up the documents that my pets are not abused. And if they were abused for years, again, go back and watch those videos I posted in this video of how abused my pets were. What we don't have are notes from the veterinarian of what happened to her second dog. So she has 2 deceased dogs that she euthanized, one for a completely bullshit excuse, in my opinion, for separation anxiety. Really? Okay. I mean, give it a dog Xanax. So she's just completely ridiculous, using this money donations for a Gucci collar. The cat doesn't even like wearing collars. She's elderly. She wants love, not Gucci. She wants treats, you know, in love. That's it. She doesn't need a catio. She has arthritis. She can't even barely walk. I mean, you know, at some point, it's just cruel to prolong life of a chronically ill cat who's in pain and suffering. And they can't tell us they're in pain, but that's maybe why she always cried all the time. So anyway, that's the story. There's nothing more to it. Should I have paid more attention to the nails earlier? Yes, of course. But as I explained all the circumstances, it wasn't on purpose. I didn't purposely try to hurt my cat in any way, my pets in any way. I loved them. I continue to love them. I have to close the chapter at this point because there's nothing I can do. I don't have the pets anymore. I will have one of them back soon. BBJ, I will always have to live with the guilt of, not the nails, of rehoming her to somebody who I don't trust her with. I don't think that she's safe. I think that this person is malicious and just doesn't even like cats and doesn't have the right intentions with her. The only reason she wanted the cat was for money and attention and clout, and she got all that. So I have to move on, get new cats, and move on with my life and ignore this from now on. But that's the 100% truth of what happened, and a bunch of mishaps unfortunately ended in tragedy for BBJ because, again, I don't think she's getting the love that she deserves. And we have no proof of anything. I mean, why not just do a quick video to prove that she's okay and getting love? You know, the last picture, all we see is like an up-close picture of her, and her fur was all cut weird, and she looked unhappy wearing a gaudy, crappy Gucci collar that she doesn't even like wearing collars. So, if you think that she's in better care because she's not with me, then you're just deluded and just taking the word of an absolute psychotic stalker liar.
Well, how about we finish this video off with your words? Remember, this is how you really felt about your beloved cat, BBJ.
BBJ, you're not going in the suitcase. You're going in a cardboard box. Cardboard box? It's probably a bag, Zeta. I think pets get buried in bags. Deal with it. Death is a thing.
Pathetic.
She's so fat, she's so gross, she will never find love.
Pathetic.
The only one who can love this woman.